I'm Myra Arthur here in the newsroom with a look ahead at what's coming up on the news at 6 o'clock today. He rented out a cabin on his Kendall County property and then recorded vacationers without them knowing about it. Today, that suspect pleaded guilty to 6 felony counts. And today at 6 o'clock, whether signing that plea deal was enough to keep him out of jail. Politics are complicating life-saving relief for people in Syria and the aftermath of those devastating earthquakes. A local organization right here in San Antonio says they are finding a way to get help to those who need it most. We'll tell you how you can take part. And an exhibit opening up on Monday looks back at the peaceful integration of a downtown lunch counter more than 60 years ago. Jesse DeGoyato looks back on that historic Woolworth protest at 6.
All right, Myra, thank you. All right, let's talk about the good stuff now. Pepperoni or the Supreme? Thin crust or deep dish? You probably have a favorite pizza, but what about frozen pizza? 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz shows us which brands taste the best.
When the pizza craving hits, can frozen pizza please in a pinch? Consumer Reports staffers taste tested 8 popular cheese pizzas, including DiGiorno, Red Baron, Whole Foods Market, and Trader Joe's, to see which ones are worth stocking up on.
We really wanted to look for a frozen pizza that tasted as close to pizza parlor pizza as we could get. So we focused on the main simple elements of the pizzas: the crust, the cheese, and the tomato sauce.
Crust can be tricky, but testers said Amy's cheese pizza nailed it. It's crispy outside, tender inside. Overall, this Red Baron Classic Crust 4-cheese pizza was a crowd pleaser. They like the crust, cheese, and sauce flavors. The best bargain? Costco's Kirkland Signature Cheese.
It's not going to earn any culinary awards, but it really was a decent pizza, and you can't beat the price.
One they said they'd skip is actually from the top-selling brand, the DiGiorno 4-cheese Rising Crust. They found it too saucy and bready. Cooking frozen pizza is hardly rocket science, but they found it really does matter how you do it. First of all, don't thaw the pizza. The cook time is based on it being frozen. Preheat your oven before throwing your pizza in. Place the pizza directly on the center oven rack. The crust gets crispier this way. And when it's done, give it a few minutes to set before you slice it. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All good advice. We're going to take a live look right now. This is where the San Antonio Coffee Festival is happening tomorrow. It starts at 10 a.m. There's VIP admission. It starts at 8 a.m. If you'd like information on tickets, you can head over to KSAT.com. The festival benefiting the food pantry at the Little Church of La Vita. Attendees are encouraged to bring food donations for the pantry. Not a coffee drinker, but I'll support it.
Oh, I'm all about it. Now, Adam, all right, so let's talk about this. If people are going to be out there tomorrow morning at 10, is it sweater weather?
Chilly. Yeah, it's going to be cool tomorrow. It really is. You're going to notice the below average temperatures. And just look at our temperature trend for the mornings. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have a light freeze. So if you get up early on Saturday to go for that long run, that long bike ride or whatever it is, you know, around sunrise at 7 a.m., it's going to be 32 degrees and even a bit cooler in some outlying areas. Sunday morning, not a big improvement at 34. Come Monday and Tuesday, and really all of next week, you will notice some warmer mornings. But it's going to be unseasonably cool this weekend. And even today, we were 57 for our high temperature. That's 10 degrees below average for this time of year. Now, the morning low is actually a little above average by 4 degrees. You look at the readings now, only 48 in Fredericksburg, and that's with full sunshine. Kerrville Junction at 51. So despite the sunshine, it's still well below average and chilly. 59 Pleasanton, 59 in Hondo. Officially at the airport, we're at 56. You go to Bernie, 52, and Divine Stinson at 58 degrees. Tomorrow morning, this is what you can expect. Bulverde, Bernie, 29 degrees. New Braunfels about 32. Kerrville, 27. Even Castroville, Rio Medina, 29. Poteet, about 31, and Floresville 32. So yes, feeling the chill to start the day tomorrow. By noon, we're up to 53. So we will warm up pretty quickly and efficiently with that full sunshine. But even at 10 a.m., we're talking mid to upper 40s. So prepare for that at the Coffee Festival. High temperature, very briefly hitting 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon. That's around town, though. You get up to Bernie, 57, Fair Oaks Ranch as well. Comfort, 59, the high temperature. Overall, right around 60. And then Sunday will be a little bit warmer at 65, but that's still a little below average for this time of year. So bottom line, unseasonably cool weekend. Good nights to get the backyard fire pit going, one of those situations. But notice this, by next week we warm up. Tuesday 75, Wednesday 80 degrees. Then a cold front greets us and our high temperatures drop back down into the 50s. So no, winter is not over yet. Keep the jackets within reach. You're not going to need them every day. You will this weekend and then next week periodically. Quick look at our drought monitor. This, of course, updated yesterday. Still a rough situation around town here and surrounding communities. And you look across the state, the worst drought is right here in our backyard. East Texas, not even abnormally dry. Parts of West Texas, just abnormally dry to just fine. No chance of rain until we get into early next week by Monday night. This weekend, a lot of sunshine, just some increasing clouds on Sunday. And then we go to Monday night. Unfortunately, we dropped that rain chance down to 30%. It's not looking as likely at this time.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Larry.
Hello.
All right, so the Spurs are playing the Pistons, and we should be looking out for something new.
Yeah, because two former Spurs, are actually no longer with the team, of course, Jakob Poeltl and Josh Richardson. But the newest member of the Spurs, Devontae Graham, he is available to face the Pistons tonight. We're going to hear from him. Plus, speaking of Poeltl, he's talking now about his trade from the Spurs back to Toronto coming up. The new look San Antonio Spurs will continue the rodeo road trip tonight at the Detroit Pistons. The Spurs have lost 10 straight, including their first 2 of the road trip, and they've also dropped 12 in a row overall on the road. The Pistons are not a very good team this season, so this is a great chance for the Spurs to get back in the win column. Devontae Graham, who was traded from the Pelicans to the Spurs before the deadline, is available to play tonight. He averaged 5.3 points and 2.2 assists in 53 games this season. After morning shoot-around, he was asked about joining the Spurs.
Man, just excited, It's a new adventure, new team, new city. Optimistic about it. Always been good with adjusting, so grateful to be around this franchise and legendary coach Pop, this young group, so excited.
Spurs and Pistons will tip tonight at 6 from Little Caesars Arena. And check out the Spurs' lengthy injury report. With 7 players out for one reason or another. Recently acquired Khem Birch will not play, coach's decision, while Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, Romeo Langford, and Jeremy Sohan are all out with various injuries. Big man Jakob Poeltl is no longer with the Spurs. They traded him back to the Raptors for Birch, along with the 2024 first-round draft pick and second-round picks in 2023 and 25. The trade happened late Wednesday night after the Raptors beat the Spurs. Poeltl stayed back in Toronto while Birch flew with the Spurs to Detroit. Poeltl, who became a fan fave here in town, was asked about his reaction when he learned he was going back to where his NBA career began.
I was excited. There's a little bit of mixed emotions. Like I'm leaving a life behind in San Antonio. I was there for 4.5 years, but I was definitely excited just to get out there and this past season was a little bit tough because we've been losing games. So I was excited to get out there and play winning basketball again. Try and play for a playoff spot. Go out there and compete again. So those are things that very very much excited me. And then also just having guys here that I was familiar with, getting back with P, Fred, OG, all those guys. Should make for a fun year for sure.
He went from the second worst team in the Western Conference to number 10 in the East. Toronto currently holds the final play-in spot. So yeah, Yak is happy.
He's making the best of it too.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to leave San Antonio for Toronto, but
no. And he did say, he loved this time here and he's going to miss San Antonio.
Yeah, and he's always going to get a warm welcome when he comes back. All right.
Yeah, he's very beloved here. We'll be right back.
Below average temps this weekend, right near freezing in the morning, and Sunday morning not that much warmer. Now next week, one shot at rain, and that's Monday night, only at 30% now.
I'm just appreciating that the sun is going to be out. All right, thank you so much for joining us. World News is next.
Good night.